Uncompromised, unrecognized, unparalleled, unsung. The story,
Mudbone Nate. In West Philadelphia, he was born and raised, and on the playgrounds is where he spent most of his days. Chilling, maxing, relaxing, West Philadelphia. Nate Laws used to be the meanest brother around. He used to even hate Santa Claus. They spent day and night singing on the corner. They started their own group, Tony and the Tomalations. But all of that was soon to change. He decided to go out on his own. I remember the first song he created, Joy. Joy to be near you. Won't you hear with me?
His style was so unique, to drawing people and all ages. I mean, shut up, Al Jackson, don't steal my stuff. Okay, and but he was loved by everybody. He said to me, and they were knocking me, but the black dudes were not knocking me. The guys on all the popular radio stations in town said, what the hell's this kid? What's he trying to be, a disc jockey, man? He should be a dancer. Me to his home and taught me how to run a board.
By knowing whatever I put out there, he was going to play it. So that was an influence for us to keep on keeping on, because he was one who never said no to playing our music.
You want to play me in the movie, huh? I said, yes, sir. I'd be honored. You know I'm a tough act to follow.
Just a great talent, warm, and just made people feel good the minute he hit the airways. And you didn't want to miss 1 minute of his program. You wanted to get it from the beginning to the end.
My man, brother Nate. Me and Nate goes back in high school. Really, the first time we met was on the football field when, we was running all these crazy defensive formations, and I always remind him of this, man. We call this crazy set, and I was like, man, fuck that shit, Nate. Let's hold him up and fuck him up. And that's just really the thing I always remember about Nate. He was like, I got your back, Oaf. So, God works in mysterious ways, because me and him lost contact at our 10th year reunion. And then we just came back together. So I haven't seen him in like 20-something years. So, Nate, he's a very talkative person. And once I found out he was a Virgo, and I'm a Virgo, that's how I knew why he was a talkative person. He never closes any story. He's always open-ended. He can talk to 20 different people and always come back to the first person and remember what he said. But, Nate, he's been a good, true friend of mine. I can really say through the things I'm going through, things he's going through, I can call him up any time of the night, and he always got a Bible, scripture, Bible verse to read back off to me. No matter what he gets into, he knows God is number one.
Talking about Nate Laws? He ain't shit. That's right, Nate Laws ain't shit. He think he know everything. Can't tell him nothing. And what? I don't even want to know that brother no more. Known him too many years. What? Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about him. To talk about him is to lose. You can lose your mind talking about that brother. He just ain't right. He don't know what he's talking about. Every time you turn around, he yapping, but he ain't saying nothing. What we gonna do with him? Let's just put this brother to sleep. Let's just sleep him. That's all. We ain't gonna knock him off. We just gonna put him to sleep, because he don't sleep. If he sleep, he gonna talk in his sleep. I don't know what to do with him talking. Okay, and as far as TV, you watch too much TV. I told you put them 2 golf balls in your mouth thinking you the Godfather. You ain't the Godfather of nothing. You afraid of.
Nate, you my young boy. I love you, nigga, from way back, from when you took the chain back. Miss J when she did that. But that's an insider, dog. I love you. But your older brother, he trying to school you. I got love for you, but I got to do you. Because my girl Cheryl, she was real when she said that shit. Fredo, because I'm the godmother. I put you down. I showed you how to hit the ball, get the chains, and get down. Shooting the dice, you know where it's at, nigga. I love you, but that's your oldest brother. Get down, do what he say, or what? You gonna be back on the train doing it our way. I still love you, though, dog, but I had to get you.
Go ahead.
Nate had a crush on me when he was in 7th grade, but I couldn't give him none because his brother Alvin is like a brother to me, and that's some nasty shit. Love you, Nate. Bye.
Mudbone Nate, man. Mudbone Nate is actually my little brother. You know, we found him kind of, you know what I mean? We didn't know we had him. My mom kind of buried him because of his situation. But, you know, coming up with Mudbone, man, he was the best brother in the world until he can get things his way. You know, I remember I had to kick him out the league, the basketball league, because he cussed everybody out on the basketball floor, the referees. He cussed out the coaches, the fans, you know what I mean? He literally carried the knife in his shorts. And when I kicked him out the league, he didn't speak to me for 3 months, man. We stayed in the same room. He wouldn't speak to me for 3 months. And the first things he said after the 3 months was, how in the hell can you put your own brother out the league, man? But I always loved Mudbone, because Mudbone was a fighting joker, man. He never left me stranded, never sold me out. There was times I got in a fight with Cruz, man, and Mudbone, I would tell Mudbone to go home, and he would stand by me, back to back, fighting with me, Mudbone. But the only thing about Mudbone that he got a rep for biting during the fights. He bit a man so bad in his head one day, and I don't know if he got his name Mudbone from that, but he was known to bite a man during the fight. He bit many guys. And he was the only guy in the neighborhood who could actually fist fight 7 o'clock in the morning. He'd be outside waiting on the porch for a joker to walk by to start a fight with him. But that's Mudbone for you. But I love you, Mudbone, man. Hey, I just want to thank you for all the support you ever given me. And may God continue to bless you and everything you do in life, man. I never told nobody until this moment. I refused to even mention it to the police. But I'm not going to tell everybody where the bodies are. All right, Mudbone. Peace and love to you.
So what happened to Nate after the music died and he stopped playing and he wasn't the big celebrity anymore? Like, what happened to him to make him become more reclusive? And, you know, where's he at? What's he doing today?
Nathaniel gets into his CDs and he plays them, and then he takes on the character of whoever is singing, and he really believes he's bringing it. And every now and then I may applaud him, and then there's sometimes like, all right, Nate, I've had enough. I'm wondering if you have. But other than that, Nate be singing his heart out, because that's his joy. That's one man who can quote the year that person made that song, the year that person died. He's a person that really gets into history. And if there's anything about music, you can ask Nate. I was at work one night and I couldn't figure out a person who sung what song, and I just gave him the name of the song and the person. 1944, 1956. That's the year that, you know, such and such and such a person died too, just in case you wanted to know that as well. That's Nate. He's a historian. Sometimes he say, when you say history, it's like his story. So there again, it could be Nate's story. It may not always be the truth, but it could be Nate's story, his story.
Tell me something about why he moved back to Philadelphia, leaving Atlantic City and the lights and the glitz. Like tell me something about, like, what attracts him to Philly so much?
People are all over the place in Philly. There's always something going on. I'm not going to knock Jersey, because this is where I would want to come and lay back and relax. But this might be a little too slow for Nate. Nate has to be in the action. He has to know who did what gang did this. Nate needs to know whether he was a part of that kind of thing or not. Nate still wants to know what's happening, so when he's asked the question, he can tell you, he can quote a fact.
Mudbone Nate is my baby brother. Let me say this. The man is unequivocally the most knowledgeable man that I know. At least he thinks so. You know, it's hard to get a word in edgewise in a conversation with him. So you literally got to script what you want to say in an argument with him and try and get it out before he can say what he got to say, because he's always jumping on over you and don't give you a chance to talk. In fact, when him and my other brothers are together, I just sit quiet, because the two of them just go at it. I can't keep up. But the most beautiful thing about this brother, man, is that he's got the heart of a lion. He's got the heart of a lion. You know, he not the type of cat that's going to run out on you. You know, when stuff get rough. But as far as his music was concerned, man, he had everybody loving his music, man. Everybody loved his music. As you can see, Patti LaBelle, you know, she loved him, man. She loved when he played in her band. And Butterball, how about Butterball? Butterball was crazy about him, you know, Butterball. And then Hal Jackson, he used to take everybody up from Atlantic City to go see him perform at the I'm trying to think of the spot in Harlem. What's the spot in Harlem, man? Yo, somebody tell me what that spot is in Harlem. I can't think of it right now, but they call it the Apollo. The Apollo in Harlem. This man used to live in the Apollo. Take hundreds of people up there, and they used to all cheer for him. But he could never win at the Apollo because, them people from Brooklyn, they was hating on him. They hated the fact the man came up from Philly by way of Atlantic City and tore New York up. They hated it. But he got up there and Mudbone would start playing that piano. He put the piano down, start playing the guitar. Then he got up there one day, he played the harmonica. And one day I seen that nigga play the ukulele. That nigga was up there playing Tiptoe Through the Tulips. But the one song that boy can do, man, let me tell you, the one song he did better than anybody else was a cover song. But he used to kill it on the organ, on top of Old Smokey. Woo! Man, he would play that thing on top of Old Smokey, all covered with snow. Man, that boy could play that thing. Woo! I'm going to tell you right now, if I heard him play that thing right now, I think it'll bring a tear to my eye. That's Mudbone. That's Nate. My man. My brother.
Any interesting stories about your brother Nate? What made him the guy that he is today? What drove him?
You mean Mr. Perfect? Mr. Perfection? I can remember a time where he wanted a pair of socks when he was in grade school. And if those socks were not washed and dried, the next day, he would have a fit. Nick might even cry because he wanted it his way. And I think that particular thing brought him into his adulthood. If it's not Nathaniel's way, you have hell to pay. And not only that, I love him dearly. That's my boy. There's nothing that I would not do for him. But he has to remember he's not my father.
Look at his mouth! Look at his mouth! Please look at his mouth! Beautiful girl. They say you son, you Philly. This is what we do.
Uncompromised, unrecognized, unparalleled, unsung.